What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, a big box good. I didn't unbox or make a first impressions review video a year ago, but it's a year later, and today we're talking about the MacBook Air with Apple Silicon. It was the first M1 Apple computer to be released. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this computer performs 1.5 years later. So the first topic of discussion today is productivity. How does this device stack up to other devices, and how does it compare to devices from years prior? And most interestingly is the fact that we can compare this to outgoing devices with dedicated graphics cards. Let's actually talk about that now. So the MacBook Air is not only great for light tasks like it's always been, browsing the web, but this computer, you'll quickly realize, can handle much larger tasks. So aside from being able to do the light tasks, we can now finally do heavy lift tasks like Final Cut Pro, for example, rendering 4K video, motion graphics. And this is in large part thanks to unified memory in Apple M1, which allows the GPU, which is a 7-core GPU, to utilize the remaining RAM not being used by the machine. So for example, if Final Cut Pro is the only application being run at the time, if there is maybe 3 gigabytes left to utilize, the graphics will utilize it, and that is thanks to unified memory. Now for the second point. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. The MacBook Air is tremendous value for money. It's a phenomenal machine. First and foremost, it gets upgrades from the MacBook Pro of the same generation. It gets a 500 nit display up from a 400 nit display. The MacBook Pro 13.3 inch, for example, as you can see, it's on sale at $12.99, down from $14.99. But if we actually look at the MacBook Air, also with the M1, not on sale. It's actually just as expensive as the MacBook Pro, and that's because, as Apple's bread and butter, if this computer goes on sale, the other computers must go down in value. And even now, having my computer in the shop for repairs, my main editing machine, the MacBook Air M1, can still allow me or give me the ability to upload this video, making this computer incredible value for money. Okay, so hear me out. This third segment, probably not what you'll find in other reviews, or maybe highly specialized reviews, but let's actually talk about folding devices, folding smartphones. It can actually compare to the performance of an iPhone and can even run iOS-based applications. At one point in time, the Apple Mac Store was a separate store with its own ecosystem, but now the Apple App Store with Apple M1 Silicon can actually download apps once only recently available for iPhone. So it makes the machine more productive and actually comparable to folding smartphones from Samsung and Microsoft, even though Apple doesn't sell a folding mobile device such as the iPhone or iPad. In addition, the iPhone, it's clear, is a tool or extension of the MacBook lineup, solves the issue of needing to use the MacBook Air like a smartphone in order to compare it to something like a Galaxy Fold or Microsoft Surface Duo. And last but not least, for the fourth segment, let's talk about battery life. But mainly, what other reviewers are complaining about is the fact that macOS Monterey requires a secondary system to run non-native applications. So for this demonstration, I think it's safe to assume things like external hard drives, for example, which, as you can see, I have plugged into my machine, a Samsung T7, is a non-native application. Apple, of course, wants you to make use of the drive that they sell the computer with. They want you to upgrade it, but me, I'm cheap. I buy external drives and edit photo and video off of them instead. But that's besides the point. What is the main weakness of the Apple M1 chip is how self-sufficient it is. So even though it's powerful, it's reliable, it's self-sufficient, it does have a problem running non-native applications. As you can see in this demonstration, a 5-minute demonstration drains the battery from 59% to 57%. And unfortunately, the same goes for Google Chrome users. It will drain the battery significantly faster than native applications such as Safari, for example. Let me know in the comment section below how you best make use of your MacBook Air. We talked about productivity and performance. Even though it compares to outgoing machines with dedicated graphics, it has a fanless design which does cause it to bottleneck. We talked about value for money, mainly how it can be used as an insurance policy the way I use it, or to simply do light casual work on the side. Maybe it's something that enables you to be productive or to edit photo or video, even if it's a smaller scale than publishing videos weekly to YouTube like I do. We talked about how this compares to folding smartphones. It has the capacity and the capability to rival folding smartphones, but one downside is it lacks cellular connection. For that, you would need an iPad. And last but not least, to conclude or finish off this 1.5-year review, we talked about battery life, mainly optimization, how it works on M1 chip power and how efficient it is, but mainly where it falters in the fact that running third-party applications, whether that be software or hardware, it does drain battery. So even though it's highly efficient, running anything outside of Apple's ecosystem is going to halter or hinder the lifespan of the battery. That has been a 1-year review, a little bit more than a year. Even though I didn't unbox or make a first impressions video, subscribe, comment down below for more, share this video with friends and family, and hit that bell icon to get notified when I post to YouTube. My name is John. Thanks again so much for tuning in. This has been a 1-year review of the MacBook Air 2020 with the M1 Apple Silicon inside. My name is John. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video.